A mass stabbing attack causes chaos on a train to London. 10 people are rushed to hospital, most with life-threatening injuries. Police say 2 suspects have been arrested, but a motive is not yet clear. Also coming up, Russia says it is close to capturing an important logistical hub in eastern Ukraine, but the Ukrainians defending the city of Pokrovsk say they're holding firm. I'm Gerhard Elfers. Welcome to the programme. British police say 10 people are in hospital after a mass stabbing attack on a London-bound train. 9 have sustained life-threatening injuries. 2 men were arrested after the train made an emergency stop in the town of Huntingdon in England's east. Witnesses say a man holding a large knife was tasered on a train platform by officers. Counter-terrorism police are supporting the investigation, and authorities say they believe it was an isolated attack. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has called the incident appalling. Let's go straight to our correspondent Birgit Maas in London. Birgit, what exactly happened on this London-bound train last night?
Well, from what eyewitnesses are describing, Gerhard, it must have been horrific scenes. They're describing a man running down the carriage and basically stabbing people with a very large knife. They're describing how some passengers were shielding each other, how there was blood everywhere, how people were trying to hide in the toilets and were barricading the doors and basically trying to escape the attacker. Now, the British police are saying that within 8 minutes of an emergency call that they arrived on the scene, on the platform, and that they arrested 2 men. So from the update that we have from the casualties, 4 people have been discharged from the hospital, but 2 do remain in a life-threatening condition. And the police have said, when it comes to the attackers, that they were 2 British nationals, both born in the UK, one a 32-year-old and one a 35-year-old man.
So around the country, what's the reaction?
Well, this happened last night. I imagine it was a train where people were trying to come into London and having a lovely night out. There was still a lot of Halloween parties going on. So I imagine a lot of young people might have been on that carriage. And of course, that resonates with people. What I've noticed on social media is that people were quite impatient. They wanted to know about the identity of the attackers. What was their background? Was there a possible terrorist motive? But the Home Secretary was urging people not to speculate and wait until this investigation goes a little further. And the police are saying that at this point, there is nothing to suspect a terrorist motive. And it remains to be seen whether this will lead to the speculation on social media to die down. I suspect not.
Now, Keir Starmer has recently referred to knife crime in the UK as a national crisis. What's the government done to tackle it?
Well, if you step back, first of all, violent crime has fallen in the UK and England and Wales, to be specific, in the last decades. That is known from research, for example, when the researchers analysed hospital data. Knife crime, though, has been described as an epidemic, and especially amongst young people, a lot of gang violence. No, we don't know whether this was somehow related. It doesn't seem to be when you look at it sort of at the first glance. But the government is trying to get a grip on knife crime. There have been laws to prevent knives from being bought easily on the internet, for example. There are government schemes that they say have been successful for people to hand in their knives, really trying to get a grip on the gang violence that's often committed with knives. And the government are saying that there were successes, that knife crime has now been falling, but clearly it is still a problem in the UK on the whole.
Our correspondent Birgit Maas there reporting from London. Thank you, Birgit.